Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to make Tad Maltby's GarageBand number 3 today. I've been kind of having this idea swimming around in my mind for maybe 3-4 months and couldn't quite figure out the logistics of pulling this off. I've got some props. I also invested pretty heavily. I went to Walmart. I've got a tripod stand for my phone. So my wife Terry used to film my first 2 attempts. So a couple of people mentioned that maybe my projects had a little bit of a Blair Witch feel to them. So big upgrade. We've got that going for us. Today I'm going to keep it quick. I wanted to talk about the concept of possibly thinking about changing your forehand grip. And I know with the summer season coming up, most of my audience is members of a couple clubs I work with, both in tennis and paddle, that everybody's getting excited. And if you could go into the season with a nice new improvement, I really think it will give you a lot of leverage to have a lot of fun. So this is something that I struggled with and for years, and I couldn't quite figure out things. I got heavily into golf in the last 10 years, and I think I kind of discovered something in learning about golf, and specifically a guy named Dave Pelz, who wrote a book called The Short Game Bible, which had a lot to do with the math around putting. And he basically, one of the things I really glommed onto is he talked about path of the putter versus face angle. You kind of have those two things, face angle and path. And I never thought of it this way, but he's an aerospace engineer, what have you. This sounds like an ACT question, but a 1 degree change in face angle versus path is significantly different in terms of the way it'll impact the ball. And it's a 5-to-1 ratio, and it's basically the face angle is so much more powerful in terms of changing the direction of the ball versus what path you go on. So, you know, I hadn't really ever heard that described in tennis, and you know, I really always struggled because with the old wood rackets, we would use this is like a board. You'd have to get the ball over the net, you'd have to step in big, really push forward with the palm of your hand, and I think technically they call that linear momentum. You're kind of pushing it down the line. Well, with the advent of, you know, really fancy rackets, new technology, and specifically the strings, which have a lot of give to them, almost creating a trampoline effect. A new type of swing came into play, and it's more rotational, kind of around your body, and it involves just, you know, maybe really getting power from the ground up, using your rotational energy and really, you know, rotating your shoulders. Well, you know, you go to a junior tournaments or watch the pros on TV, and it's like, how are these people, you know, running faster than ever, taking a bigger swipe at the ball, you know, than ever, racket head speed, more RPMs on the ball in terms of rotation. How are they doing that? And I think what they've done is they've taken the face angle part of the equation and they've dummied it down a little bit. And what I mean by that is there's 8 bevels that go around a grip of a racket, and I've marked this one up. Most people traditionally would hold the racket with kind of a shake hands grip where the face and the hand, the palm of the hand, were aligned so that you'd push the face and the hand. It makes sense. It seems like, and that's the way it used to be. Well, now what's happened is people have figured out if you move this knuckle down under the racket a little bit, so you have something different going on here. You have the palm of your hand facing up where the face is still facing forward. So that is my big sort of tip, is think about moving a little more down and around the grip. Like, you know, we can, a professional can help you with that. But from there, it's really nice because when you come around and do your rotational move, your racket will be squared up, and you really don't even have to think about it. If you kind of look at how my arm is positioned, I know it's a little tough with the camera angle. There was a player named Aaron Crickstein who, back in the 80s, they kind of credit for inventing what they call the 2-bend forehand. He had two bends where basically he's creating a frame where he can grip the racket And every time he comes through an impact, he pretty much knows where the face is. So his job then is just to rotate hard and really go after the ball. So I think this is a tip that could really help you coming up for the summer. It's one of those things, if you do just 10 or 15 in a row just to get the feel, don't be discouraged if the first couple don't go your way. Most likely the ball's going to go down at first. But I think it'll open up a whole new world for you. Hope that helps.